Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yes Have Some Podcast. Did you do mid-sip on the intro? Was that like a plan that you had?
Yeah, I like to take a hot sip before we start.
I like
As
that,
we start?
Yeah, it wakes me up. I've been up for a while and been busy all day. So yeah.
There you go.
A little coffee helps.
A little coffee. Jake, before we got on, you were having a big coffee conversation with me.
I was. I feel like you weren't really paying attention to my coffee conversation. It made me really mad, but also...
Bullshit. I can repeat back everything you said.
But also, I know you're not a coffee dude, so
no, listen,
it's okay.
You said when Jess was here, she bought a big thing of Starbucks coffee. She was using this creamer, non-dairy, that you had never used before, and you put it in there, and you're like, wait a minute, this is way too good to be
What kind of creamer was it? Like an oat
non-dairy?
milk?
It's not an oat milk. It's that brand Silk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Silk.
And I've had it before, but there's something about that creamer mixed with this. It's just like cold brew Starbucks coffee.
Right.
But the creamer, it makes it taste like a milkshake. Like it's dangerous how good it is. It tastes like it doesn't taste like coffee anymore. It tastes like a treat.
I love that.
We should do
I'm
milkshake
being careful
commercials.
I understand
We just
that.
did.
I'm an avid coffee drinker, so yeah, you gotta be careful.
What kind of creamer do you have in there?
It's regular, like that you pour out of a creamer container.
Now
milk,
it could
half creamer.
It could just be because I usually drink my coffee black.
Right.
So maybe just any creamer. To me, I've gotten used to black coffee, so now any creamer makes me be like, "What is this?"
Hold on.
Right.
Not to call you out. I love coffee conversation.
Sure.
Is your laptop on a music stand?
Yeah, well, it's YHS. We're not the richest podcast out there. That's how I've always.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, but you know what? It's on a music stand because I bought this music stand for work because a lot of times I need to see if I'm doing a tattoo of something that's got a lot of detail in it. I need my iPad in front of me so I can look at the reference. So we all bought music stands, but then when we started recording, I was like, well, I need something to put my iPad or my computer on.
Right.
So now at work, whenever I need a music stand, you should see me. I'm at work, like, instead of just ordering a second music stand, I'll like be propping up my $1,000 iPad on something that barely it's on a bench that's like just a foot off the ground, and I got to bend over, and I could just buy another music stand, but
You go with what works.
Yeah, you go with what works.
I was taking this one back and forth from work and home for a little while, and I was like, oh, that's dumb.
Yeah. No, it's not. I understand the difficult. I'll use like a stool and like a couple of my entire J.R.R. Tolkien books with like a couple other books for like Zoom meetings.
Not that I was going to steal Abby's. I guess I can show you guys this. This is what my laptop's on for all of our viewers. It's a copy of Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's my setup right there. That's what I use.
So, anyways,
before we got this new microphone set up, where I can just put the microphone right in front of my face, the other microphones had to be high.
Right.
And you wouldn't be able to see it with the camera, but I would have like 4 different editions of Stephen King's It on a table with the microphone on top of it.
Yep.
You're such a clown.
That's the go-to. It's a nice thick one.
Hey, did you see the It poster? The Mondo poster?
Yes.
It was not good. Sorry, Phantom City Creative.
It's very lazy.
We're calling you out.
Yeah, I thought it was like old promotion.
Listen,
it looked like a Hot Topic.
The art is well done, but it's like, it's just the most boring. Like, I feel like whoever did that forgot they had a deadline and did that 2 hours before it was due.
The eyes connect to the eye. It's like if I did it.
He's like, man, I got a really good start on Pennywise's face, but I just can't get the shape of the head right. And then at one point he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Just erases everything but the eyes and the mouth and the nose.
Yeah.
This will work.
I'm going to try to get a picture up.
Sorry. Oh, you pulling it up? Yeah.
Yeah. If I can, let's see here. If I can't. Man, technology. Am I right?
Hey, at least there's not like 80 people watching.
There you go. Usually there is. Hey, by the way, I haven't bought a Mondo poster in a very long time. It's kind of I used to be a big part of it. Like every week, I think I was like getting into like whatever they were releasing.
I feel like they've slowed down a little bit.
So this is Peter Cushing, Twins of Evil. Wait, that's Peter Cushing?
Peter Cushing is the actor Peter Cushing.
Like Tarkin?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in a lot of old horror movies.
But I thought he did Star Wars and that was it.
That was it. He was born in Star Wars.
So here is the poster, as you can see. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Yeah. It kind of looks like when Walmart does their like exclusive DVD covers.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of cool. It's okay. I don't want to put down an artist.
No, I mean like I said,
executed.
the art that is there, it's well done, but it's just a boring print.
It's a lot of white space for a
There's
poster.
a lot of good it prints.
Mhm.
Well, I guess there's not a lot of really good it prints for the
movies.
for the movies, but there's a lot of it stuff for the old
Yeah.
1990
I've been thinking
Tim
about-
Curry.
I kind of want to go back and rewatch Chapter 1 and Chapter 2.
Let's
like-
do it. Let's do it together.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what we should do? Maybe next time we're hanging out. I saw I would have to find the link, but somebody online edited both parts together.
Yeah.
And he had edited them in a way to where it followed the way that in the book.
Oh, like it was like back and forth, like almost.
Yeah, where it goes more back and forth,
Oh.
and I think he cut some stuff completely out.
Okay.
But I would like to watch his cut of it because at one point they said that they were going to release an official cut like that, and it just never happened. I guess it's still good, but but somebody else just did it. So there's a link out there to watch that cut of the movie, and I'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm imagining doing it on the big screen in our backyard or
That'd be
taking
cool.
that. What if we took the big screen to Stone Mountain, to the lake, to that
Oh,
spot?
just did it in that spot.
Just played a
So
movie.
nobody
Just
else
played
can get in
Doctor
there?
Sleep. Played it Chapter 1, Chapter 2 all day. No one gets to sit there.
I'm still mad about that spot.
Okay,
I guess we should
I
talk
know,
about
Jake.
that.
Let's
Well,
talk about
listen,
it. Yeah.
Well, I want to, but last week at the beginning of the episode, I had a little rant, a little Star Wars Episode 9 rant.
Yeah.
I
it was
thought
a
I'd
little-
get
It was
more-
a little unprofessional.
I thought I'd get a little bit more feedback from the audience. I thought people were going to reach out and be like, "Craig, bravo, great, great job," but whatever.
Well,
but
the only reason you didn't is because I think you've said that rant
all that
17
before?
times on this show before.
it was a compilation of my greatest hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And why wasn't Kevin having the original Proton Pack? It was on the toy.
We all have our talking points.
Yeah, we do. We've been doing this for 6 years. It's literally 7 conversations recycled. People like it.
People like it.
But Jake, before we got on, we I guess the rant it's the stress. We used to do
It's the stress. It's stress. Yeah.
And we said Abby's going to have one next week, but maybe that'll be the cadence because Jake said he had one
Yeah,
this week.
sure. I'll find. I've got tons of things to rant about right now. So next week, yes, stay tuned for my rant.
But Jake, what was something on your mind that you need to get off your chest this week?
Yes, but also like Craig's rant, we've all heard this before. But it's new things that are happening.
Abby, is this
you want to guess?
Is this the Shawshank Redemption rant?
I don't know.
Do you guys think you know what it is?
There's not enough comics in my town. Rant. Just kidding, Jake.
There's not enough what?
No, I don't care about that one.
I'm trying to think. Can you give us a clue? I would like to guess.
It is related to an upcoming major motion picture.
Oh, this has got to be a dinosaur related rant.
Okay. Yeah,
It
I
is.
was
Okay.
Can't be.
Well,
Doctor
let's
Strange.
it's not Doctor Strange.
It's not Doctor Strange.
Although that is next week, and I'm very excited about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, the floor is yours.
It's just so it's the thing where we got new trailers. The new Jurassic World's coming out. I think it looks very fun. But one of the things that they're doing in this new film is we're 6 movies in,
yeah.
and the dinosaurs now have feathers. And all the dinosaurs that do have feathers are new dinosaurs to the franchise. It's not like all of the sudden the Velociraptors have feathers.
They're not doing a Spielberg
because that wouldn't make sense.
Mhm.
They're not giving the T-Rex feathers in a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, T-Rex is blinking.
Now listen. If you don't know, we know. But when the first Jurassic Park came out, the dinosaurs that movie was kind of responsible for being forward thinking as far as the look and the accuracy of the dinosaurs. Now, clearly, there were not, there's never been 6 foot tall velociraptors. Like, that's not a thing. but the stance, the postures, the way the T-Rex, before Jurassic Park, most people thought T-Rex like stood straight up and dragged his tail, and
so it kind of pushed forward the scientific accuracy.
The first movie was pretty on par with what we thought at the time, but paleontology and the way we think about dinosaurs, it changes a lot. And there are some dinosaurs that it's like Pluto, right? Sometimes a dinosaur is like, oh, we found out that wasn't actually a dinosaur, it was bones of something else. There's no more brontosaurs. And then it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe we do think there was a it's that kind of thing.
It's always evolving.
Because you're not ever finding a full skeleton of a dinosaur. And sometimes you find something and you're like, oh, maybe what we thought was wrong. So it's science.
I'm with you so far.
You can things can change. But one thing we have figured out since the first Jurassic Park is that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers. And I love that because they look cool with feathers. It's awesome. But as Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3 came out, and then Jurassic World came out, you get a big section of people who are like mad that the dinosaurs don't have feathers. And they're like, why are these movies coming out? And the first movie was pretty good at being accurate. Why at this point are we taking a step back and showing outdated dinosaurs? And the answer is because this series has to follow its original continuity. Right. Evolution doesn't happen in 20 years. So you can't have your dinosaurs
or at all.
Yeah, but depending on what some people think. But you can't I
was like, hold on, science check.
First of all, you can't just completely change what you established in the first film. Second of all, these aren't true dinosaurs. They're they make a point of saying hey, these are not, they're monsters, basically. They're not really dinosaurs. So, but you still get people who get mad about it. And now there is a TV series coming out. It's going to be straight to Apple TV.
Oh yeah.
It looks amazing. It's Prehistoric Planet. I think I'm going to buy Apple TV so I can watch it. Mm-hmm. It's narrated by Attenborough, the one that's not in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
The guy who does all the nature documentaries, and they have tried to be as accurate as possible. And it looks great. The dinosaurs all look really cool. So you get on Twitter, especially, I follow a lot of paleontologists, a lot of people who are dinosaur fans. And there's just huge back and forth right now where they're like, well, this, straight to streaming TV show is more accurate than $1 trillion franchise. And I'm just like, hey, it's two different things. One is a documentary. One is a fucking movie about clones. Stop it. You can like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs and the accurate feathered dinosaurs at the same time. You don't have to. I have a friend who I've talked about on the show before. He is, for his job, a paleontologist. And he's always it's weird. He likes Jurassic Park, but he still shit talks the inaccuracies of the dinosaurs a lot. And it's in him because that's his job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's it's his job. So when he sees Jurassic Park come out and something's super, this new trailer came out, and the new dinosaur in the new film is the Giganosaurus or the Giganosaurus, whatever.
Yeah.
And in the line, Alan Grant, who's supposed to be the most badass paleontologist, is it's the biggest carnivore that's ever existed. And I'm like, hey man, no, it's not. The Spinosaur was a bigger dinosaur.
Right.
The Spinosaur, and this dinosaur was barely bigger than the Tyrannosaurus. It's bigger, but the Spinosaur was bigger, but it's Jurassic Park. It's bigger in that continuity. Exactly. It's all. Go ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of being a fan of the WWE superstars versus wrestlers, kind of a thing. You understand it's a different
thing.
It's an entertainment.
That's interesting.
Thing. Yeah.
I just think you can like both. You just got to understand.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. And I'm sure if you're on the other side, if you are a professional athlete that competes in the Olympics or something as a wrestler, you'd probably have things to say than complain about.
Well, here's the thing. Anytime you see your proficiency or your job represented on screen, you're always going to look at it with a different eye. Mm-hmm. But also, not everybody criticizing it is a paleontologist. Exactly. A lot of people just want to act like they're let me say
that's what most of it is. That's what most of it is just
first
normal
of all,
people.
Accurate or not, dinosaurs don't look good with feathers. Okay, I'm glad I don't like them. I don't like them.
They look tight. I like feathers.
No. It's too much. It's too bird-like. Birds
It's a
aren't-
nice flourish. Yeah.
You know, what Billy in 4C is gonna be petting a dinosaur?
You just have
sound
to
like
accept
Ryan
it.
Dole right now.
That's just the truth. Yeah.
Listen though.
Did?
No, yeah. What is? I can't ever remember. Does Ryan like feathers or doesn't like feathers? And he
Ryan thinks dinosaurs didn't have feathers, and
Ryan has been arguing with people on Twitter. Say he riles people up by saying Ghostbusters 2 is not canon. He was saying that the new Ghostbusters movie that we're talking about tonight should be actually called Ghostbusters 3. Again.
Oh my god.
No, I mean
You don't do anything for a fight.
he will. To me, it's like Jaws. Like, if you know anything about sharks, like they might not look exactly like that. They might not have those proportions, but it's a movie. It's a film. It's a
movie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of get away with it in the movies, don't they? Kind of like have that one throwaway line in the last one that's like, "Well, these are genetically modified. That's why they."
Well, yeah. Well, exactly. They're not Jurassic Park within the movie series. At no point do they ever try to pretend that the dinosaurs in those movies are accurate.
Right.
A big part of the first Jurassic Park is them saying, like, I don't know, these aren't dinosaurs. You know what I mean? It's like it's a big
These are
part
man-made,
of the
man-made creations.
It's a big part of the plot. So it's weird to me that that's like a hill people want to stand on. Is that like it's wrong? And I'm like, yeah, it's wrong, but it's not trying to be like. Sure, the first movie was accurate, but it's not trying to continue to. It doesn't make sense for the continuity to change to keep up with the times.
You know what I'm about to say, right? Ab?
No.
I used to do stand-up.
Oh, you're doing your stand-up.
I'm not going to say it because I don't know.
Yeah.
I used to have a whole bit about dinosaurs with feathers. I did a whole thing on it.
I want to hear it so I can yell at you.
It wasn't even. It wasn't really a joke.
Heard it, Jake. That's
it wasn't even a joke. It was just kind of like, I think I was making fun of like, it was like about a T-Rex attacking somebody, then getting back to his nest or whatever, and turning around and going, oh, I got feathers.
I understand why some people would think. Abby
and Jake are.
I wonder why your stand-up didn't do well.
Yeah, first off, sorry, go on, Jake.
I understand why people, look at a velociraptor from Jurassic Park and then think like, oh, that with feathers is not scary. But it's just because you've not seen any good depictions of a velociraptor. Like, they were scarier than we think they were. You know what I mean? It's like, sure. I can understand people saying like, oh, well, feathers means it's not scary anymore, but they're animals. You know what I mean? It's not like
when one's
you're
attacking
thinking of it. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like,
you're not gonna be laughing because
you want it to be scary because it's a big dinosaur, but it's like, it was an animal. It's not a sci-fi. It's not a sci-fi creation. These were real things.
I'm trying to think if there's besides Jaws, if there's other examples. I keep trying to come up with examples, and I'm like,
well, any like there's a whole genre of film that are like animal attack movies.
Right.
I really love this movie from I believe it's early 80s or late 70s. It's just called Alligator, and it's about like a 30-foot long alligator, and there's tons of Crawl came out a couple years ago. There's shark movies come out daily, and none of them are accurate. You know what I mean? Like sharks and alligators and animals, they don't exist in the world to just kill humans. That's not.
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions, especially about the American black bear, which I've been learning a lot about lately. Hey, you know what I keep coming up with? This is so stupid. When we were having this conversation, I was trying to think of other examples, and literally in my head I went, well, like the aliens from Alien. That's not what aliens are really like.
Oh my god! You should have gone with that.
Like ghosts, your grandpa's not going to actually come like help you and your friends.
I think it's mainly because most people have been like, most of the times when you see dinosaurs in a movie, it's always a movie where it's like. What dinosaur movie other than Jurassic Park you're thinking about, like the Land That Time Forgot, or 2 million years BC, or like all these movies where people are running from dinosaurs, and it's like it conditions people to. There are people in the world who don't think dinosaurs are real, or like they think it's a made up thing for TV, and it's like, no, they were just animals.
They were just
we
big
treat
animals.
them. We treat them in movies as monsters
Well,
because they were big and scary, and we don't know anything about them. So
what'd you say?
Mythicized?
that's probably not a real word.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I think
What we're trying to say is for more of this, sign up for YHS on Patreon. Patreon.com/YesHaveSome.
You created a mythology.
Yeah. Bonus audio content. Are you telling me that it's true?
I mean, have you ever seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? That's not how tomatoes really are.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody runs around scared of tomatoes.
Have you ever seen Adventures of Babysitting? That's not what babysitting's like for the babysitter or those who are being babysat. Maybe.
I'm just saying, there's not a whole community of people out there saying like, "Hey, tomatoes. That's not that's not how they are." There's no people complaining about Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Right.
No, I bet there are. You don't think there's people out there complaining that that's not how tomatoes really are? You've met Ghostbusters.
I was really surprised that you could just go into the supermarket and there's unprotected tomatoes all over the place.
Cereal tomatoes.
I'm surprised they put them in so many foods. They're dangerous.
There's a lot of sauces that are even tomato based. Ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ketchup, marinara. Yeah.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Spaghetti sauce. Same as marinara.
All three variations of ketchup. Sure.
Polynesian sauce.
Oh. Does that got ketchup in it?
I mean, it has tomatoes.
It's red.
It's got a. It has to have some sort of tomato puree.
I think it's more like of a syrup.
Let's look it up.
Jake, thank you for that rant. That was good. Abby, do you have any thoughts about what your rant could be about next week?
Well, I have a thought that I think tomato paste is at least in Polynesian sauce. For one thing, I just assume because that's where the sweetness and the redness comes from.
Okay.
Next week, I mean, I've got a lot of things to complain about. I'll have finished season 3 of Stranger Things, so maybe I'll have some thoughts on that. If we watch chapter 1 and 2 of it over the next week, I'll have some thoughts on that.
And we got Doctor Strange next week. You might have some
Doctor Strange thoughts. Yeah.
I just want to say Abby's right about there is tomato
paste. I used to work at Chick-fil-A.
In Chick-fil-A.
Go in the back, steal a little cheesecake, read the ingredients to everything because I needed something to do.
Hey, how about your job?
Hey, there weren't always people at the drive-through line, and I had stocked everything.
You would just read the ingredient. I used to do that. I would read the back of the cereal box and be like, "Man, I'm totally making Rice Krispie treats this weekend." Never did, but I wanted to.
Now, I know we have a topic that we got to talk about, but I have one more thing I just wanted to share with the two of you.
Yeah,
I was in my yard today, which I do sometimes. I go outside, and I know you can't see it because I'm really far away from the camera, but I found this in my yard, and I think it's a toy accessory.
Okay, hold on.
I found this in my yard music.
This is the I found this in my yard music, but I want to see what this is.
Yeah, me too. Let's get close.
All right. Oh, okay.
Okay, I see.
That's a
laser flame?
No, it's the end of a proton stream for either Matty Collector or Plasma Series. I can't remember which one.
It's not a proton stream.
It's not?
No, because it doesn't have... Well, wait. Did the proton stream come in 2 parts? Because it doesn't have the... It's just the blue part.
The proton stream has... The Matty Collector ones came in 2 parts.
But I don't have any of those open. They're all in packaging. This was in my yard.
Like spoken word at this point with the music. I really like it.
The Jake is such a big Ghostbusters fan that he has loose Matty Collector proton stream
in his yard.
But I don't know. Like to me. But it could also be so it could be that. It could be the lightning out of a trap because some of those there are some.
But that one was more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did a Gozer also come with a blue lightning?
Yeah, but that doesn't look like it. I'm trying. How did it get to the front?
It's not Maddie. It's not Maddie.
It's not a Palpatine.
I don't own any Palpatine. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And it's not. I thought
somebody's got to get you some Palpatine, dude.
Yeah.
I thought at first maybe it was going to be Storm's. My
Oh, like a Marvel Legends Storm.
But Storm's lightning is yellow. It's not blue.
Can you hold it? Well,
put up a sign in your yard that says like found.
Found.
If this is your supernatural lightning.
That's definitely.
Someone's gonna tell us in the comments when they
somebody
see
let us know. I'm gonna vote Matty Collector Proton Stream piece, but I could be wrong.
It can't be Matty Collector. It cannot be because My entire Matty Collector collection is all under a glass case, and it's all sealed. I have never opened a Matty Collector figure.
Are you denying the fact that the toy guru himself, the master of toy mischief, couldn't be running around the world like a Santa Claus?
You mean
rolling around the world?
Hey, they couldn't send me my Slimer, my Slimer gift, so they're not sending me free accessories.
The toy guru is in your front yard leaving little mischievous gifts.
It's possible this came from Ghostbusters, but if it did, it's Plasma series.
All right, there you go. Still don't know how it got in the front yard.
It's in the front yard. Just on
I love that.
the ground.
That's really, really fucking funny.
I think that should be a regular segment if it could be.
I found an accessory. Hey, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Geek Dad Life.
Yes.
Jay had a on the YouTube channel last night, did an impromptu live stream it was Jay and John, and they had Ryan Dole on, and they were talking about the leaked information about the new DC McFarlane Superpowers figures. I definitely think you should go check it out. I had a really good laugh. At one point, Ryan was going on a rant about how Kenner made the best nets. He's like, think about it, dude. Think about how many nets came with Jurassic Park toys. Dude, you couldn't find a net that good on any other toy. And he started naming all these. He's like, think about the Swamp Thing net. I was just like, it's
the same net.
It's the same net.
Exact same net.
Ryan Dole segment net worth.
But that is a weird. There were a lot of nets in the 80s and 90s. Kenner did love. I guess that was an easy. An easy thing to produce.
Inexpensive. Yeah.
It's really funny.
Just string.
Just some string. So listen, everybody. The reason why we've gathered here today is because we do it every week. We're appreciative of you being here, part of YHS, loving what we do. Let me pose a question to the group here. 2021. That was a good year for YHS. Had a lot going on. A lot of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Going into the, we let's just run it down real quick. It's not bragging. This is just, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
No, I want to hear it all. Yeah.
You want to hear it? Should we get some more music?
Yeah.
Brag.
Can you do it with
let's do a humble brag.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 2021. Ghostbusters Afterlife finally comes out. We did multiple trailer roundtables. We had so much fun with our buddies at the Cross Rip.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. For now. Music's distracted me. I couldn't concentrate. It was too good. We went to New York Comic Con. We were there for the surprise debut screening of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Mm-hmm. How awesome was that?
Coolest thing we've ever done.
It was really cool. I mean, it was really, really. I mean,
if you could take the two New York trips that we did for Ghostbusters Afterlife, just kind of lump those together.
Yeah.
Best thing we've ever been able to be a part of.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah. I was looking at pictures today, actually. Yeah. Being there. It was just an incredible experience.
Seems like a lifetime ago. Lots happened since then.
Yeah. Life has rolled on, but that was like a pinnacle moment, I think, for YHS and our friends.
It was great. So New York Comic Con was incredible. It was our first time in New York Comic Con, seeing a surprise screening, plus Chucky, which, by the way, counting the episode I saw at New York Comic Con, I'm up to 1. So got to continue that series.
Doing good with Chucky.
I bought the full series on YouTube or something.
Okay,
but I still think I didn't finish it.
And then a couple short weeks after that, we had the world premiere. We got to go back up to New York. We went to the premiere, and that is where the night before the premiere, we had this YHS party at Barcade,
Barcade,
New York.
There's a token somewhere behind you, I think, on that shelf.
Token,
yeah.
Incredible. It was amazing. I know we talked about it a lot of the time, but we had all of these friends, all of these listeners rented out this place, food, drinks, games. Ghost Core was there, Eric Ragg was there, Jason Reitman showed up. He gave us challenge coins. I don't know if we ever talked about that or if we kept it under wraps, but Jason Reitman personally gave us each one of the the set gift challenge coins from Afterlife. Mm-hmm. We gave him some of our coins that we made with AJ Quick and Eric.
That was a cool night. Yeah.
We just
had a personal fun little chat with Jason Reitman. He was super excited about the premiere, and he was super he was in such a good mood, and he was like showing us stuff on his phone and giving us tidbits of cool stuff, and
it was incredible.
It was just like, it was awesome. It was just cool talking to him as like a peer, just being like, oh, we're talking about movies with Jason.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it was great because like, I love seeing our friends have fun. Like I love that all of our friends were there. It was just, it was really special.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Obviously the next day we got to interview Jason Reitman the morning of the premiere. We, and if you haven't listened to that, it's on the YouTube channel, it's on the podcast feed. It was amazing.
That was a great day. Getting up before that and going to get like breakfast and coffee and riding into that studio was really,
it was cool.
It was special. And I remember the moment walking out of there, I was like, damn, this is a really cool time in our lives.
But sometimes it's really hard to in the moment take a step back and take a deep breath and go, wow, this is really cool. We worked hard to do this stuff. Like sometimes we're all kind of bad about it. Like that pat on the back. Yeah. I know some of our listeners are like, you guys, that's all you do is talk about how great you are. Shut up. But then we had the premiere, amazing, IMAX, Bill Murray was there, and J.K. Simmons was there, and obviously Jason and Ivan,
Paul Rudd, everybody who wants to be there is there.
It was incredible.
Celeste McKenna,
Logan. Listen, Jason, this was off the. I think he said this in the middle of our interview when we were interviewing Jason Reitman towards the end. He said something to me, or he said something to the three of us that it made me nervous and excited. It made me want to throw up. Yeah. He looked at us and he said, "This was the morning of the premiere." He said, "Everything that you want to happen tonight is going to happen."
Right.
He said that to us.
There's no way that's true.
And he was specifically talking about Ecto Cooler. He had to be. And we got Ecto Cooler. It was again, incredible.
Yeah.
Best moments of our life. Because we've been waiting 30 plus years for this new Ghostbusters movie. And we were in this unique position of being some of the only fans there that had already seen it. So there was a little bit of less of a pressure. You didn't have to worry about the stress of the movie. It was just kind of like, we can enjoy this.
Yeah, I did this really fun thing that I'm really proud of that I don't think has gotten enough recognition, which is I wore this Cujo shirt to the premiere. Yeah. And I remember through the night, anytime people were taking a photo, I would pull away my Ghostbusters jumpsuit. And I had 2 or 3 people say why are you wearing a Cujo? I had a couple people mention why is he showing off?
It was like Bill and Ted
shirt, and it was specifically because I already knew about the Cujo.
You're like, why are you wearing that Cujo shirt? You'll see.
Yeah, that's such a cool little wink and power move on your part.
Yeah, it was my way of saying I'm smarter than you.
So we did the premiere. It was incredible. Had the party.
Dedicated. Got there early in line for the premiere. Yeah.
And then in the weeks that followed, we got to see the movie in theaters with friends. Yeah. Really celebrate it. Got all the merch. And then we had this really great run of just opportunity. We talked to Ari and Tootin, the production, not the production designer, the VFX and special effects makeup artist. He designed the Terror Dogs and the Taxi Driver Ghost, and we talked to Logan Kim. We had this awesome interview with Logan Kim and Ben Eady, the prop master, and then Francois Adoir and
Brand
Mitheny,
and she's awesome.
Ozzy Nguanzo, who wrote the Afterlife book. We talked to all these amazing people, and we kind of closed the book on 2021. And saying that was the year of Ghostbusters. It is, if YHS ended tomorrow, we checked the boxes we needed to check.
We've reached the highest high points.
Right. And like Jake said,
satisfied.
We're not the richest podcast. That's got to be a shirt. He said that earlier.
He's got a music stand.
we should have an image of a music stand with J.K. Simmons behind it, and it just says, "We're not the richest podcast."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
If there was a video game, like a Nintendo game based on Jake's life, the first level, you're dodging symbols.
Yeah, chairs and symbols. J.K. Simmons is the mini boss.
So, and then obviously, at the beginning of the year, Ivan passed away. And I think that was a really tough blow for all of us. Abby, I know it really, really affected you for as much as anybody, but I don't know I don't want to put you on the spot, but.
Yeah, no, I definitely like it. It hit me extremely hard. And, we had a little episode talking about it, but yeah, I kind of looked to him as like an inspirational kind of grandfather type figure. And although I wasn't like on a first name chatting basis, I just felt a connection, and just always really appreciated his work. And I'm a big fan of his son. And it was just like, damn, like it feels like a family member is lost.
Yeah. It was tough.
Sad.
It was tough. Ivan's kind of been a part of our fandom, part of our lives. We've got to meet him. We've got to, kind of break bread with him. We got to watch John Yerkeba go off on a John Yerkeba rant and have Ivan Reitman kind of, ignore him, which was hilarious. And I know
the thing that we all want to do sometimes. No. I'm just kidding.
We love John.
Thank you very much. What did he say?
He's like, okay, all right, calm down.
No, I don't think he said anything. Anyway. I think he did this. And he looked over and started talking to somebody else. That was one of the funniest moments, I think. Yeah. And it's just like we've had a lot of, personal experiences with Ivan Reitman. Whether, I always joke that like when we were at the screening in New York Comic Con and we were in the front row, I've said this a million times, but I remember like looking up at Ivan Reitman and he was like staring at the three of us and he's kind of got his head tilted and you can tell that he's like, oh, it's those guys again. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're around him so many times. We've been to all the events and it's like, you could tell that he was like, who the fuck are these guys? They're here.
But it was crazy because we took our fandom to the levels we wanted to take it. And like at the end of the day, we're fans. Like we, strip away YHS, strip away toy anxiety, all the stuff we do. Like, I'm just a fan. I just love movies and I love Ghostbusters and the stuff like the terror dog on the wall behind me. Like, it would be there regardless, So going into this year, there was a little bit of that kind of like, I don't know, a little bit of that bittersweet knowing that the Afterlife was on the back. We were past it. We'd gotten through the pandemic. Didn't know what the future was going to hold. We all assumed there would be more movies. And then
we rode the wave totally out.
And then just in the past couple months, we've got 2 video game announcements.
Yeah.
And then CinemaCon happens last week, which by the way, I want to go to CinemaCon. I'm applying for press passes next year. I want to be in there. I want to be tweeting.
We can either apply for press passes or we can get a job serving papers to people. Either one will get us in.
Dude, that sounds kind of cool.
Yes.
That was wow.
Either way, we're going to talk to Olivia Wilde.
Poor Gozer, honestly.
Jason Sudeikis came out and was like, I don't know. Yeah, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, you son of a... Okay.
I'm on her side.
Yeah, I am too. I'm a huge fan. I support.
We support the Gozer.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. Mm-hmm. You gotta.
I can't wait till our next movie comes out with Florence Pugh.
I hear good things. Yeah. There's a buzz.
There's a bit of buzz.
Anyways, what's the buzz?
Tell me what's happening? Dude, all day.
You said those papers while I'm doing my presentation.
Dude, I wake up in the morning with just Jesus in my head.
Craig, you said strip away twice in a row a second ago, and you said that, and I'm like, strip away the myth from the man. I'm just immediately singing Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's not going anywhere.
All this to say, the end of Sony's presentation at CinemaCon, Tom Rothman, CEO, said, by the way, we got a new Ghostbusters movie in the works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. It's almost like I don't know if I'm ready to do this again. I don't know if I have this 2-year hype train ahead of me. Like, I don't know. It's because it is exhausting.
Well, it's good
Sign
news.
Me up. I'm getting back on the roller coaster immediately.
It is, but it's good news for the podcast. It keeps us busy. We know what we're talking about. Yeah. It gets us viewers. We already got a tiptoe foot in the door with a lot of the people who I assume are going to be working on this one as well. So
we need to get Logan
like,
back on the line.
It's like I want to stay in the coaster car. Like, yes, yeah. I'm just keep going.
I think I know it's been a big week with the announcement, the official announcement that they're moving forward with a second movie, but there's no part of me that I wasn't like surprised by that. There's been context clues this whole time. You know, I mean, like they filmed the after credits scene months before the movie was actually released because they knew, like they had it in them, like, hey, this is about to kick forward. And I think like, you know, there's been a couple interviews I've watched or done. There's been a couple interviews we've done where it's been like, that was a weird answer. They're making another. They're doing something. Something's happening. There's context
excited.
clues.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's happening.
You know, I don't think I wasn't surprised. I think I was a little surprised that because, you know, no matter what, whether the movie is $60 million budget or $80 million, $100 million budget, for the CEO of Sony to get up in front of the public, and this isn't like Hollywood Reporter reports rumors. Like this was Sony saying it's happening. So to have that kind of official confirmation, putting those context clues together, trying to kind of piece together a timeline here.
Yeah.
If they're that confident, I think it's written already. I think it's almost written. I think there's a chance depending on what the sequel is, if they're going back up to Calgary to shoot, then it's not going to film till next spring.
Yeah. Also, just to throw this out there, wherever this movie films, we have to go.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
We're coming in.
But second of all, go ahead, Abby.
No, I was going to say, who's to say it's going to still be in Somerville?
Well, that's I mean, I know that's the discussion they're having on the message boards, but I figure we bring it into the podcast tonight and start pondering what does this next movie look like?
And Jake, I agree. How do we get there?
Well,
what are we going to be doing there?
I know to get to Somerville. Airplanes.
No. You go to the North Star first one on the left. I don't know.
Fly.
Peter, fly there to beat Somerville.
Without getting picked out.
Now, clearly, we don't know how this movie's pushing forward, who it's put, like, you know, there's been no official announcement on if Jason is directing it, right? There's just that it's coming out. But but I think it's pretty safe to assume Jason was he's so genuinely excited about everything that he did with Afterlife, and every interview you watch, and just the way the movie sets up like 3 different routes to continue. You would be absolutely insane to think that Jason didn't know where he wanted the franchise to go before this one was done. Like he clearly has a path. So you saying that you think it's probably already written, I think they probably had an outline before Afterlife was made.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and I you know,
naturally, like as a writer, if you love something and love the story you're telling that much, you're going to want to keep doing it and like have some ideas for where these characters are going to go.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of discussion about that because there is this weird thing or this weird thought, like if the goal of the movie is to get back to New York and get back to, you know, back to the firehouse, back to, you know, Winston, you know, running the show as the CEO of Ghostbusters, which, like, it's not fan fiction. That is the story that they pushed forward at the end of the movie.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I've been kind of thinking maybe it doesn't take place in Somerville. Maybe after, like, here's the thing. Do we think Callie, I think once they say goodbye to Egon, they have the hot cocoa with Peter Venkman. I think they're not going to live at that house anymore. I think that maybe they're going to get closure.
You don't think Mr. Gruberson and her are going to stay together and he's going to be like, I want to live in this house?
Well,
it's fantastic.
I mean, I don't want to go, like, it feels weird to jump into super fan fiction-y, like, well, this is what I think should happen next. You know what I mean? That always just feels weird, but I think you're right, Craig. I don't think they stay in that house. It makes no sense to stay in that house. Maybe they move to New York. Maybe they stay in Somerville and you got a Netflix show covering what happens in New York with Winston, and then the movie just follows the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe the movie just goes back and forth. Maybe I think there's a good chance Paul Rudd becomes a Ghostbuster at this point. He's he's already a scientist. He's been through it. I think it's a good chance that he would just, it makes sense that he would now become a ghost. I don't know. That's all
the thing is like when I think
fan fiction-y.
I want Uncle Ray to take everyone in the family for a European vacation, and then they'll bust ghosts.
I just want his bookstore to turn a profit. That line really bothered me because I love bookstores, and I, if I had my dream, I would open a bookstore, and to hear Winston say like, "Well, Ray's a piece of shit. He can't make any money."
It stresses
which
me.
was the
really
original
bummed
line.
me out. That was the original line. It's in the rated R cut, which exists.
She's like,
it doesn't.
You've done well for yourself. A lot of shelf space. You still paying the rent at Ray's Occult? Listen, Ray's piece of shit bookstore is never going to turn a profit.
He's stopped selling those fucking crystals to all those idiots.
Yeah. Himalayan salt lamps. Yeah, and all that. Well, there wasn't anyone in the bookstore, obviously, this time around in Afterlife. There's only like one person in Ghostbusters.
And now
it's not a busy spot.
It's because it's because he keeps letting Peter put all of his books on a tab. Pay your tab.
Right.
Yeah, he probably isn't paying for any marketing or advertising. It's probably not on social media.
His advertisement should be, "I was a Ghostbuster. Come to my bookstore."
Yeah,
he doesn't need advertising. He was.
I want a whole movie of Peter Venkman teaching college. I want a movie that's basically Goodwill Hunting.
No, you don't, because the whole thing would be him like being creepy with women.
Yeah, but then if Sigourney Weaver is there as Dana to like counterbalance. Wait a minute, are we just doing Extreme Ghostbusters?
Listen. You know what though? I don't think it's fan fiction because everything we predicted and guessed about Afterlife kind of happened. So think about the timeline here.
We are smart. I am smarter than you.
I don't know if my Euro vacation thing's happening.
No, but I liked it. McKenna Grace and Logan Kim were both 12 years old when they filmed Afterlife.
Yeah.
They're both 15 now. They start filming next year. They're both 16. You can easily make a case that McKenna Grace's character Phoebe wants to go to Columbia University. She's skipped, she's already graduated high school early. She's going to New York, and Trevor goes with her. You can easily get Trevor and Phoebe to New York.
Sure.
Podcast and Lucky.
Well, Podcast
to visit.
Why would Lucky want to
doesn't
go?
seem to have a family, so.
But
he's a drifter.
They're on the plane, and Podcast is just like popping out of the.
She's like, "Wait, did you tell your mom you were coming?" He's like, "Oh, what mom?
My mom's a pilot. She's flying the plane.
She's flying the plane."
I think you can get the kids to New York in like a summer setting pretty easily, and I kind of like the idea of like Phoebe. Like,
dude,
listen,
have Phoebe go to Columbia University.
Why
I've seen other people say that.
Art school or design or something, pursue a career.
Maybe they all go to New York. It's not that far-fetched.
Yeah.
It's a little silly to be like, all 4 kids are now in New York. It is a little silly, but they can.
And they're all in the old firehouse.
But if they wanted to make it work, they could make it work.
If Phoebe's in college... And one of her professors, like let's say Paul Rudd's not in it, but let's say Bill Hader's her professor, or Jordan Peele, like I keep pushing for.
Yeah, and she lives in Dana's old apartment.
Please
just go back and do they do the Gozer story for a third time.
No, but I just think it would be tight to like recreate that apartment and like I don't know, have that. Am I far off here?
I don't think so. Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
No Vigo though. The only way
I don't think anybody's moving into Dana's haunted apartment. I don't think that's happening.
Was it destroyed?
It was
half of it was. Yeah, I think so.
But listen, Vigo
reclaim something.
You got to do Vigo this way. You either make Vigo. No, bring him back. There's 3 ways to bring him back. 1, he's the opening ghost, and they bust him really quickly. 2,
that's funny.
There's a montage where they're just fighting Vigo randomly again. But there's no plot point. 3,
I want slime blowers. Go ahead.
Listen to this. You know how in the video game the Vigo painting is in the firehouse?
Yes.
Imagine if they have the Vigo painting there, and they've built some sort of cage, proton stream cage, like a protection cage,
like a containment grid.
A containment grid around the painting, and every now and again, once or twice a week, he tries to come out of the painting.
He tries to possess somebody throughout.
Yes,
Vigo
that's
got
funny.
out again. I think you bring back Janosch and not Vigo, and the whole thing is that Janosch keeps trying. Janosch was an artist,
right?
And he worked in a museum, and the whole thing is that Janosch keeps trying to recreate the Vigo painting in hopes that he can bring Vigo back. But his art's not good,
Yeah. Janosch has a Bob Ross style show.
Yeah. I
Janosch is like, I put the little tree.
Or he's like teaching a class of kids or something.
Janosch coming back and being in another Ghostbusters movie, that's my number one wish list for things that will never happen.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna there's the whole point of this debate was to get to, will we see a new team? I think we're going to see some new Ghostbusters. I think the kids will be involved, and I think they'll be helping, and maybe they'll be Ghostbusters. But
that's why I kind of think they're going to split it, and maybe the kids stay out of New York, because with Winston going to New York and opening the business back up, these are still kids. They're not they're not all quitting their lives and going and working full time as Ghostbusters.
Right.
So to me, it makes sense that maybe Winston and Ray have a kind of a new team going at the firehouse, but then there's also the other team of the kids, maybe taking care of, I don't know, after effects of what happened I don't know, somewhere else. I don't know.
It could just be there on summer vacation.
Yeah, I really want. I don't know why, but I want Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key to be in this movie. My idea was because Winston has that line where he says, I did it for my kids. What if Jordan Peele plays Winston's son? Because the age Key is older. He's almost 50. That doesn't work. But Jordan Peele's not even, I think he's 38 or 42 or something. Yeah. You could get away with Jordan Peele being Winston's son. And I think that would be amazing.
Those two, and like you said a minute ago, Bill Hader. I think Bill Hader is one of the funniest people on the planet. And it'd be great. That'd be cool.
He understands old time funny SNL sensibilities and stuff. He does those.
I've always thought Jason Sudeikis would be a good Ghostbuster, but in light of recent events.
Well, not anymore.
Maybe. Well, Olivia Wilde was already in Ghostbusters.
She was.
I watched an interview with Bill Hader yesterday about how much he really didn't like being on Saturday Night Live, because he has super, super high anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he talked about how hard, he never got used to being on Saturday Night Live and having to do stuff live. And he said, and he was he was calling out specific sketches, and he was like, hey, if you go watch the sketch, I was doing a sketch where I was holding a drink, and he's like, and I would hold it in front of my face, because when he gets nervous, he puts his hand in front of his face. Mm-hmm. And he said that's how the Stefan, how Stefan is that thing? He said got started because he has a tick where he does that. And he said that one day he got pulled aside by Lauren Michaels, and Lauren was like, hey, you're good. You can be on the show for as long as you want. I'll never, trying to calm him down. And he was just it was the most nerve-wracking thing. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
But but that's so interesting.
I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's a great tidbit. Yeah.
Well, I've made a list. It's in my head. We can, and we're going to be talking about this a lot.
Like a casting list?
Well, not a casting list, but a list of, do we think this Ghostbusters thing will appear in any shape or form in the next movie? Okay?
Let's go.
You have a prepared list? You sent it to me in the roundup.
Got it right here. All right. Ghostbusters part whatever. 4, 5, I don't know.
Well, it's part 4, but it's the 5th movie.
Yes.
Life after Afterlife.
After 5?
So many
Ghostbusters after
repetitive.
5. Slimer. Do we think Slimer will appear in this movie?
Slimer's 100%. 100%. My wish list for Afterlife was no Slimer, and we all know this. It's not because I don't like Slimer. It's because I thought it would be a bold choice to leave him out. But we're back in New York now. If you're in New York, 100% Slimer shows up. 100%. I think enough people, they were able to get away with one film without Slimer. I don't think that is going to happen again. I think 100% Slimer's in it.
Muncher.
I think if we're staying in Oklahoma, yes, because he was never caught.
Muncher gets trapped. They bring him to the containment unit in New York. He escapes. Muncher Slimer buddy cop movie.
Yes.
Or
Muncher
Slimer and Muncher have a child.
Yes.
A sluncher?
Yes.
Oh, Muncher.
A mimer?
That sounds great. I don't like that.
Meet Sluncher.
Meet Sluncher. That sounds like a 90s love film.
No. It sounds like
Sluncher.
It sounds like a Rob Schneider movie. Meet Sluncher. Hey guys, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Sluncher. Sluncher's not your average kind of friend.
Hey, ladies.
All right, what else you got on this list?
One funny thing about Sluncher is he doesn't have knees or ankles. He's all leg, baby. Okay. Slimer, Muncher.
Slunchables. It's a great marketing campaign.
Will
slice of
Ernie Hudson be in this movie?
Yes.
100%.
No question.
100%.
No question.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yes.
Yes.
Bill Murray.
No.
Nope.
That's a big old
He's
no.
done.
He's done.
He has fulfilled his destiny, and he has fulfilled his obligations to
and he
a
has
third
ascended
film.
into heaven.
He's done.
Okay.
He's
Sigourney
not coming
Weaver?
back. Well, not if Bill Murray's not in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't necessarily see a reason why.
It's
unless
both
you got to
or
pull
none.
on some heartstrings for some reason.
Carrie Coon?
Yeah.
If the kids are in it, she's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go a little deeper here. Ecto 1A. Could be a flashback, could be a flash forward.
I think because it's
I don't know what to say.
for something
No,
new
I
and
say
fun.
probably. Yes.
Yeah, like if you have that as an option, like we haven't explored this part in this room.
We
let's
saw
go
the
there.
Sure.
The deleted scene had the Ecto 1A license plate. There's no way you could there's no logical sense that says that after Ghostbusters 2 they dismantled the Ecto 1A and put the old license plate on and it doesn't make sense. Ecto 1A is a different car. It's a different car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Doesn't mean we have to see it, but I would love to see it. Okay?
Yeah, me too.
I'd love to see Lewis Tully with it. No, I don't know if that's.
I don't think we're seeing Lewis Tully.
I know, but
I think
wouldn't
the
that be
only
neat if he had it?
Are you gaga over Godzilla? Cuckoo for Kong? Maybe you're a Mothra maniac. If so, then there's a podcast just for you. From the creators of Yes Have Some and Toy Anxiety comes a show that's been described as being as fun as a trip to World Children's Land and as informative as a Dr. Yamane lecture. It's YHS on Monster Island. Join the intrepid duo of Daikaiju devotees, the tattooed titan of Tokusatsu, Jacob Walsh, and acclaimed science fiction author Jay Key as they discuss all facets of the kaiju landscape. From films to fandom, television to toys. It will make you laugh, it will make you cry, it will make you love this rubber-suited theater of the absurd that is the giant monster genre. So fire up that maser cannon, fill up the Moonlight SY3, and mind the spine gap. Then head on over to YHS on Monster Island. Video feed available on YouTube on the Yes Have Some channel and available on all major podcast services.
No, it's fine. But listen, this is hilarious.
I like that.
I think the only way you get Lewis Tully is that I imagine he doesn't, he's not doing a lot of movies. I know isn't he coming back for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie or something? Wasn't that supposed to happen? I can understand him being like, hey, we already did that. I don't want to come back. The only option I think of having him back is if he watched Afterlife and was like, oh, that was done correctly. And seeing Afterlife, persuades him to come back. That's it. Sure. But I don't think that's like, it's probably not written in the script. You know what I mean? They're probably not leaning on him coming back.
Yeah.
I think we covered it because we already talked about Vigo. It's kind of funny when you think about it.
I got one.
Yeah.
Any version of Stay Puft.
I kind of feel like maybe they used Stay Puft with the mini puffs up, like kind of like all the way up, basically.
Like no more mini puffs.
I think it's a no. I agree.
I think it's a no.
I think we'll get no Stay Puft, but we'll get Slimer. So it will kind of
I think the mini
even
puffs
out.
are marketable. I still think we will see the mini puffs in animated form at some point in our life, whether or
hope
not
so.
it's a standalone movie or
Animated series.
We better.
a mini puffed animated series.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Hey,
Thank you.
I just no.
Muncher!
What I want is I want somebody who has the capabilities. Maybe Ryan can talk to somebody at work who can maybe do this for us. I want somebody to edit the entirety of the movie Gremlins. Don't change anything except for I just want someone to CGI mini puffs over all of the Gremlins. I want the exact same movie, but with mini puffs.
Oh.
Yeah, just every frame, make it a mini puffed.
Yeah. Hey, just do
Okay,
it.
so Ryan, just do that.
Super easy. Here's my question. Lady Liberty. Will the Statue of Liberty be a character?
She's just an
Will there be a shot with her?
she's just like a sentient being at this point. She's just hanging out.
Making
No,
breakfast at the house?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, you don't.
It's like when King Kong like puts his eye into the window and sees. Okay. It's kind of funny. There's only the couple Ghostbusters movies, so that there's really
She can
not a
help
lot.
him move from Oklahoma to New York.
They ride her.
It's gonna be a
Wait,
long walk.
that would be that would be
funny.
If it was like Phoebe's like, well, how are we gonna make it from here to New York? And then she's on the phone with like Uncle Ray, and he's like, I got an idea. And then it's just a shot of the Statue of Liberty walking across the plains
See,
of Oklahoma.
I want
That would just be funny.
I want Ghostbusters to get really weird again.
Yeah.
Like the Afterlife's incredible. It's pretty grounded. I want weird. I want the Scoleri brothers. I want weird shit. Multiverse crossover with the Answer the Call cast.
I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities for future projects, but I don't know if this next one will be the one to connect or address it.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna. I don't.
This is not Marvel. This is not like, I know that that's like a big thing right now.
Redeeming.
But I honestly, like, not to get into it, the whole like there was just some weird stuff behind the scenes, between that film and there's just, I don't think anybody who's currently
They just don't want to
like,
go back down that.
No,
road.
I don't think anybody's trying to go back. No, I don't. That's a they let that happen in the comic books, and that's
Right.
That's enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Last one, because hey, the people are talking about it.
Uh-oh.
Will Kylie be introduced as a canon character in the Ghostbusters film universe?
Do I
No.
think that? No, I don't
No,
think
I
so. I mean,
would you enjoy that?
it would
Or
certainly
would you
be
care?
neat. I think it was neat. I'm sure they could cast someone that's really cool and interesting.
Sure, but I'm looking at
why?
it like,
You know who
you
they
know,
could cast? The girl from Scream and X. She could be Kylie.
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
Jenna Ortega.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's a possibility, just because in everything I've heard from, Jason and Gil talking about their experiences is like,
Gil.
they're not watching, like, Jason's
They write
not,
movies. They don't watch cartoons.
Yeah, they're not like
Yeah.
watching hours of the real Ghostbusters and the Extreme Ghostbusters and reading all the comics to try to throw in. Like, that's not what this is. Like, I know Bug Eye Ghost is from, the toy line, but that was a kind of a one-off thing, and I think the toy line is a little more well known. They're not. Jason's not trying to find ways to throw in extreme ghosts. I would be surprised if Jason Reitman is like, "Oh yeah, Kylie from," he'd be like, "What? What are you talking
No.
about?" Like, it's not.
When you're a creator, you only work on things that are exciting and inspiring to you. And I think that Jason Reitman probably has enough of his own ideas, and anybody working on it, they don't need to go and.
I don't think Jason's walking to the Ghost Corps office like, load up season 2 of Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I don't even think it got to season 2. Now, I do know that there was a closet full of Extreme Ghostbusters Trendmasters traps at Ghost Corps, and I'd like to get my hands on
So
a couple.
mad Eric wouldn't give me one of those. Dude, whenever we got into that, we got to go back
Eric
to Ghost.
letting us down.
Hey, we're going to California in a couple weeks, and I'm saying, like, go, Eric, just let us back in that closet.
Yeah, we'll clean up. We're the
Hey,
cleaner.
please let me. Another lifelong dream of mine is just to wash the Ecto one. I want to give it a good
Hey,
washing.
we'll clean up the office. I'll, do a little tidying. I'm pretty good at that. And then, clean the closet out.
Will
out.
I'm trying to think of any. Okay, here's another Ghostbusters 2 cast member. Will Dinner Patron 1
Oh, what is this stuff? It got all over me.
Yeah, will her husband be cast in the next Ghostbusters?
That's a no.
His face.
There's a good chance that won't happen. I thought you were gonna say Kurt Fuller, which that won't happen. They couldn't even get him at FanFest. They're not gonna put him in the next movie, but
Right.
that would be cool. I like Kurt.
You know, all this to say, the reason why we did that whole preamble and that little review. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, what about Florida Egon?
He dropped out of the fan film.
Oh man,
We're
I just like suggesting silly things.
I love us. We're so funny. And what about the okay, never mind. I'm excited. I think it's whether
I want to see podcasts do a podcast.
me too.
Mhm.
I think that should be the whole thing.
That
You should go to a podcast summit, learn about
Well, if he needs help,
listener engagement.
mentors.
I think if
like
Jason
three-
needs,
Should podcasts get 3 mentors?
3 mentors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen,
I
man.
believe so.
I
The
just
trick is
if
building this
Go with your heart.
if Jason wants to hire us as like consultants for podcast,
Mm-hmm.
we'll come to.
And I want to put this out
We
there
can do that.
because I had this idea, and I'm going to put this into the existence. We did not meet Podcast's parents in that movie.
Yeah.
Paul Sung Young Lee should play Podcast's dad in
Oh,
Ghostbusters.
put him in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah. That's
Because he is
so
incredibly
Hey, I thought you were.
and he loves Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to
good
say
acting
just
chops.
let his actual Logan Kim's actual parents play his parents.
Yeah, me too.
Or that would even
Because
be
they're
better.
great.
They're very nice.
Either
people.
way, a scene where we're having dinner with the family would be fantastic and giving advice.
Yeah.
Giving advice.
Giving advice.
As
First
the
of all,
mentors.
listen.
We'll be like,
say
hey,
you're
first of all, Dan's never going to come on your show.
yeah, Dan's
Dude,
not coming on.
give
And
it
you-
up.
Hold on. You call yourself a podcaster.
Stop asking.
This guy doesn't even have a music stand. He calls himself a podcast.
Yeah. You need some duct tape.
It's
Yeah.
behind the scenes tonight. You're not supposed to. You usually
Yeah.
don't see that part
Need
of
a
the
couple
show.
cats.
Listen, if you think you're doing a podcast,
Do you know about timestamps?
do you even have Order of the Phoenix hardback? How are you going to get your computer propped up?
That is not what that is. I think
What
that's
is
the
this?
Goblet of Fire.
Lame.
What's the difference?
Sorry, I'm Jewish. I stop after the 5th book.
It's just me. Mm. Mm-mm.
Or before
Then
the 5th
another
book.
reason why I
Is that a
stopped doing
Jewish
stand up.
joke?
I used to do a joke. I used to do a joke where I said, I'm Jewish. We stop after the 5th book of the Bible. I've never read Order of the Phoenix or something like that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but see?
It's a play on Catholicism versus like
Okay.
Yeah,
evangelical.
it
Okay,
is.
Cool. Let me explain it. Okay, great.
By the way, we all went and saw Jesus Christ Superstar last week, and I know shockingly little about the Jesus.
Well,
I-
what's
Bible.
funny is I thought what was funny about that is like you kept asking us questions, and Abby knows the answers because she was raised that way. But I only know the answers because I've seen Jesus Christ Superstar 1,000 times, and I love it, and I've listened to it a lot. And then I
Yeah.
realized that it's like some of it is just word for word what's in the Bible. So it's like
Yep.
the extent of my Christian knowledge is because I really love Jesus Christ Superstar.
If that's all you know, that's to me the perfect. Like
It's
it's
all
a
I
great
know.
story.
Hey, it's all I know now. It's all I will ever know.
That's so beautiful.
What about the part
Unless
with the
they make
There's
it
no
dinosaurs?
part two.
message.
Unless they
Yeah.
make a part 2.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick.
Jesus
So
Superstar 2.
we're going to be talking a lot about Ghostbusters over the next couple years. So get used to it.
What is why? That's the most pointless statement you've ever made. That's all we've been doing for 6 years.
But I was scared we were going to have to stop.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't matter if there's not another movie coming out. We'll figure out.
Oh God!
Something to
year
talk
year
about.
12 of YHS. All right, guys, get ready for our IDW comics review. We're looking back.
No, we'll talk about Jesus Christ Superstar then.
No,
Break it down. There are
at
all
that
these things
point-
that we can break down.
At that point, we'll do an hour review of the real Ghostbusters yo-yo and how well it worked and how well it holds up to today's yo-yo standards.
Look at the tricks.
Can
Walk
you
the dog.
sleep a
Yeah.
Ghostbusters yo-yo?
Eating the Ghostbusters SpaghettiOs.
Hey, listen. We should real quick
Using the Slimer toothpaste.
before we wrap up. I want to let everybody know about a couple things we have going on here at YHS. So, obviously, like we said earlier, and like you've heard about, and like you maybe are already a member of, we've got the YHS Podcast Patreon. You can get more information at patreon.com/yeshavesome, and you can get in on bonus content, bonus audio content multiple times a month, only $5 a month. You get exact access to the YHS Discord, access to the YHS Instagram, Patreon exclusive, where you get exclusive content, including like the stuff we did this weekend. We've got a couple YouTube videos dropping. So let me talk about this. We recorded a full Ghostbusters Afterlife commentary last weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
It's already up on Patreon, full video, full audio. People really enjoyed it. So that's one reason to join.
People would say that it's the buzz.
It is. It is. When are we recording the thing for Afterlife? When are we recording the thing for Afterlife? So it's up there. Now we are going to have a truncated version on YouTube as like a little teaser, but also we did a bunch of filming locations in and around the Atlanta area. Abigail,
A little vlog style.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things, Dr. Sleep Spots. We captured the highs, the lows, the bitter frustration.
You haven't even talked about the Vampire Diaries.
Oh, Vampire Diaries. Dude. Yes. It's a fantastic thing. There's a place called the Mystic Grill, and it all exists in Covington,
Georgia.
Yeah, so you'll see it. You'll watch our video.
I don't want to give it away, but Jake, did you have a good time looking at those locations?
Yeah, most of it. Sure. Yeah. It was really fun to finally see the Stranger Things locations. You know, we found out that school's getting torn down soon. So
yeah.
I've always wanted to see that stuff. And
we almost got arrested.
No, we didn't. And the best part is that Craig was really scared the whole time. Craig was like, well, me and Abby were like, well, maybe we can get in over here. Craig's like, I don't know, guys. But it is a part one. We're gonna do a part two. There's a couple locations we didn't get to hit, but they're on our list, and we're gonna hit those maybe the weekend of Jurassic World.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
It's possible. Yes. So there is gonna be a part two to that video.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's the best part when you go on those kind of explorations. You don't really get to do everything, but then you go back.
For
you
more.
make another video.
So stay tuned for that video. It'll be on the YouTube channel. Next week, we've got obviously more Toy Anxiety live on Tuesday nights at 9:30 on the YouTube channel.
It'll be a fun special Star Wars episode too.
Well, actually, got some news today where we'll talk off air. But we will be celebrating May the 4th, and we do have Star Wars Celebration coming up.
Okay, cool.
So, just lots of good stuff. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate you guys supporting what we do, and we got a lot of fun stuff ahead. Star Wars Celebration, heading to Martha's Vineyard, and
apparently a conversation off air too.
Jaws content coming. What'd you say?
I said apparently we're also going to talk off air.
We're going to talk off air. Nothing serious, but we're going to talk off air, and that'll be it.
I can't wait.
I don't have anything else to say.
No,
other than I'm excited for the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, and another Jurassic World movie.
That I'm also excited about.
Yep.
We didn't really do the trailer breakdown, but it's just like, what's the point? It's coming.
That last trailer was only a minute long. It's not. We did a trailer breakdown for the main trailer. We don't need to touch on the. Next week we'll talk about Doctor Strange, I guess.
Yeah,
that comes out Thursday. I think Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be covered. We'll have.
You guys got tickets for that?
Got our tickets.
All right,
excited.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm mad about these trailers trying to give everything away, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't care anymore. It's just like if I know, I know.
I mean, I can't not care. I'll care no matter what, but I get it.
Like I mean,
it's how it is.
For the next Ghostbusters,
being a real
movie,
fan,
I'm not even going to care about spoilers. Just tell me everything. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. I dare you to. You'll be banned. All right.
Yeah, we create a nice community.
It is a good community. Do you want to
talk about the community?
Do you want to talk about the community?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that if you want to be a part of our community on Facebook, you search for Yes Have Some Podcast Group Therapy. On Facebook, you'll find our closed group, and then you can ask to join and become a part of our special little circle, which is basically all the people that you see on YouTube commenting. We've
had a lot of growth lately.
Yeah, as we've been talking about it more, there's a lot of people, and they're all really nice. It's that we keep it like edited, like we don't put up memes,
no spoilers. It's a safe space.
Yeah, it's a safe space where you can make friends and talk about the things that you love and that you're stressed about, and toys in general, toys, movies, books, collectibles.
Sometimes you can't sell anything, but we can.
You can sometimes buy our stuff.
Yeah,
it's very
true.
I've done it. I love it.
I put a sales post up today.
So listen, that's gonna do it for YHS this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at YHS Podcast. For Abigail Gardner, Jacob Walsh. My name is Craig Goldberg. Saying that classic sign off. Stay tough, Marshmallow fans.
Stay tough.
Hi, everybody. Craig from Yes Have Some here. And I just wanted to take a minute to tell you all about YHS Podcast on Patreon. You know, you're here for a reason. You either just discovered Yes Have Some or you've been listening for a long time. You like what we do here. And I'm telling you, Patreon is the best way to get a lot more of it. For as little as $5 a month, you can help support YHS, help us keep the lights on, as they say, and you get complete access to our entire archive of bonus audio content. We do multiple bonus episodes a month. Sometimes they're full YHS episodes. Sometimes it's me just rambling about toys. We even have Jacob Walsh doing passages of Stephen King and giving his insight and opinion on all the books he loves with the Jacob Walsh Book Club. I'm telling you, the people that are already a part of it absolutely love it. We have this incredible community. And it's not just the audio episodes. You're going to get access to the exclusive YHS Patreon Discord, as well as our Patreon Instagram. Like when we go on trips, when we go to Star Wars Celebration, when we go to Dragon Con, when we do all the stuff that YHS is known for, we don't post everything publicly. We have an Instagram page just for Patreon. It has exclusive photos, video, and just content that you're not going to get anywhere else except for on the YHS Instagram for Patreon. So, Abby likes to say, turn the wheel and unlock that vault and get access to all of this incredible YHS content that you've been missing out on. Patreon.com/YesHaveSome. As little as $5 a month. We have multiple tiers. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. Okay, let's get to the show.